Hey there, listeners. I'm Tom.
And I'm James, and you're listening to World on a String.
They are. That is what they're listening to.
It's very true. It's episode 10.
Do you know what? It's episode 10.
Holy crap.
That's impressive.
It's crazy.
We made it.
10. That's 10.
I never thought we'd get this far.
I don't think anyone thought we'd get this far. But we proved
It was
everyone
looking
wrong.
dicey, but we did it.
We have done it. I'm proud of us. I think
I'm
we
proud
should
of us.
get an ice cream to celebrate.
Me too.
Holy crap. What a great time to be alive. Hey Tom, do you want to hear a funny story that I was telling just 2 seconds ago before my audio crashed?
Sure. Tell me this funny story that I've
again.
never heard before.
So I was moving house today into my second year house for my
Already?
university accommodation. Yeah, I swear I just told you. Yeah, so I was moving some stuff in. We were moving across. My parents were there. We were all tidying and cleaning. There's 5 of us living in this house, and I'm on the first floor, not the ground floor, but like the first floor.
Yeah.
That's vital. You have to know that. And my window, it looks over like the roof of the bottom floor, like the kitchen roof, if that makes any sense. So anyway, we were cleaning and we were tidying and we were putting stuff in cupboards and we were being all good. And then I look up and I see this giant fucking spider on my wall. Like, I swear to God, it is the biggest spider I'd ever seen, right? So I was terrified at this point. I was really scared because I don't like spiders. My dad,
Only a little spider.
it was massive. He was laughing at me. My mum didn't want to touch it, so they forced me to go up there with a piece of cardboard and like my bin to scrape it into the bin and then chuck it out the window. But so I went up really hesitantly. I put the bin against the wall. The spider hadn't moved. I lifted it up to the spider and I smacked the spider in with the little piece of cardboard. And I kept the cardboard on top. And I started walking away from the wall when my mum screamed. And the spider wasn't in the bin at all. It dropped. It was on my bed. I panicked, threw the bin outside my window, which was now on top of the kitchen roof.
Why did you do that?
Because I thought the spider was in there. I just wanted to get rid of it. I panicked. So I was like, I had to get the bin to pick up the spider from my bed, which was now crawling under my pillow, which scared the shit out of me. So I started leaning out of the window to grab this bin, which was too far away because it's a long roof. And then my dad...
You need one of those T-Rex claw arms.
Yeah,
things.
that would have been perfect. But I was leaning out and my dad grabbed my leg and I thought it was a spider. I jumped. I nearly fell out of the window.
You thought the spider grabbed
your
leg?
It was scary. I was really scared. Oh, long story short, I had to run downstairs, grab a mop that had been outside in a puddle of mud for months in between tenants. And I had to run that up to the house and kind of scrape this bin back up to me from the roof. Man, it was a disaster. It was a massive disaster, and I hated it. I hated every second of it. So that's why I'm late today.
Sounds like quite something.
Yeah. Holy crap. What a great day. How's your week been? Have you done any moving?
I've literally have barely moved for the past couple of days, but I was in Bristol this weekend for Fat Lip Festival.
Okay. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's a music festival in Bristol and Area 11 were playing.
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet.
So I went down to see them. Got pictures with them all, which was pretty funky.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's all of them. How many times have you seen them live
all 4.
now?
This would have been the 4th and 5th time, because they played 2 sets.
Ah, and you saw both. Wow.
Went to see both, yeah. It was really, really good. I saw another band as well that I hadn't heard before, and that I thought were quite groovy. They were called New Volume.
New Volume? Was it?
So I'm going to give them a bit more of a listen.
Yeah, maybe we should listen to them on the podcast. Have they got albums and stuff?
I presume so. I don't know. I can look them up on Spotify if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really fun. I went down. I stayed with one of my friends from uni who lives in Bristol.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
We walked past Yog Towers.
Oh man, I'm really jealous.
Which is pretty cool.
I'd love to have done there. Was there the Yogscast tend to go to Area 11 gigs as well?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, they do. I've seen them there when I've been there
Don't know
myself.
about that. When
Oh,
have you been there?
I've never been to see an area
You've
looking
never
good.
been there. You're
No,
just lying.
I've never been to
Blatantly
Bristol.
lying.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
Again, you lied about having a girlfriend last week, and now you're blatantly lying.
Oh man.
They've got one album
One.
out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
on
we'll have a
Spotify.
listen. Holy crap.
It's called Envy. It's
Envy.
got 10 songs.
That sounds like a
I
good
might
length.
recommend it at one point.
That'll be good. So we've done 10 episodes now.
We've done 10 whole episodes.
We've listened to quite a lot of albums,
We have.
and we've seen quite a lot of films now. I feel
We
like
have
we
indeed.
should kind of pick out some favourites that we've seen and listened to, and maybe give some awards. I feel like awards would be a really good thing to do. Because I struggle.
Yeah?
I struggle like group it like I can't judge a comedy film against like a horror film. You know what I mean?
So what do you mean by awards?
Well, like so if we've seen 5 comedies, one of them is like the best comedy we've seen in the past 10 episodes. I think we
seen
should
5 comedies?
No, we've seen 2.
I mean, repertoire
that was
and like
definitely
this
a comedy.
week's.
And
Repertoire
you
and
liked
Stranger Than Fiction
There's a few
were pretty
that-
much the only...
Yeah, I guess. Okay, maybe that's a flawed idea. I don't know. I think Annihilation was pretty funny. I think that's been the funniest one so far.
I mean, The Nice Guys was a comedy.
Yeah, of course. Nice Guys. Holy shit. Do you have a favourite film from all the ones that we've watched?
From all the ones that we've seen,
Yeah.
I mean, The Incredibles is one of my favourite films. So
Yeah.
So that one will still get that. But my favourite film of all the films that I hadn't seen before,
Mhm.
that we've watched for it, I would say was probably Cid a Day to Days last
Do you
week.
think?
Or week before, yeah. I really enjoyed that. It was very different to the type of film that I usually watch.
Yeah.
And, it was quite informative
Mhm.
rather than just entertaining. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably that one.
Yeah, maybe I agree with you. Maybe I don't. Out of all the ones that I've not seen, Brain Dead was probably my least favourite, I think.
Least favourite, yeah.
I
I
didn't
can
like
see why
that.
you would say that.
My favourite was probably The Nice Guys, but I recommended that. As
Uh-huh.
for ones that you've recommended, I don't know. I quite liked some of the earlier ones. Cargo was good. I liked
Cargo was pretty good. Do you know which my least favourite was?
Go on.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, I could probably see that actually. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I feel like we're
But I'm sure we'll get more into that.
later. Stay tuned.
What about
everyone.
albums, James? Which was your favourite album?
I really don't know. I think it has to be Cannonball Takes Charge. I think.
Okay, interesting.
And my least favourite was, of course, Professional Rapper. I think.
Yeah, I haven't super loved any of the albums that we've done so far.
No.
The Strange Case of is the the Hailstorm one.
Yeah.
That's one that I do really like, and I listen to that a lot. So that might get it.
If I Guts and Teeth.
But then again, that's true. That's true. I am a big fan of Guts and Teeth. I prefer individual songs from there, but I don't know. Guts and Teeth, I do enjoy it a lot, and it's probably one of my most listened to albums.
Yeah.
But I don't know necessarily that I prefer it to. I think America's Dreaming is the name of their second album.
Right. So
And maybe I
that's-
slightly prefer that, but I just recommended Guts and Teeth because I thought it was a slightly better intro.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. That's really cool.
What about your least? Oh yeah, your least favorite was Professional Rap.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Which one? I reckon yours is gonna be ELO. Just watch this. He's got one more chance to
Probably.
shit all over it, and he's gonna
Yeah,
take it.
either Out of the Blue or Headhunters.
Yeah. 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 I think they're definitely not all the way up there for me. Definitely not. But then I forget about the ones that you recommend. I don't know.
I found a new podcast today, James.
Today.
Started listening to it. Yeah,
Oh my god, what's that called?
it's called Hey Riddle Riddle.
Hey Riddle Riddle.
Yeah.
What is it
These
about
three
riddles?
people.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
3.
it's these 3 people.
We've already got one up on
2
us.
guys and a girl.
Yeah.
And they do riddles. I don't know where they get their riddles from, but they're just little riddles. They've only got 2 episodes, and I listened to the first one today.
Oh my god.
I really enjoyed it.
Holy shit. How did you find them?
One of the guys on it is on another podcast that I listen to, the Campaign Podcast.
Yeah.
And so he tweeted about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna plug it.
That's
Hey
good
Riddle
idea.
Riddle.
Hey Riddle Riddle.
I enjoyed it a lot.
If they could also plug us.
Yeah, if they could plug us,
that would
please.
Be really great.
Yeah.
Maybe
If you're listening, JPC,
JPC, that's
plug us.
Nearly me.
Almost, but with a P in the middle.
Oh man, holy crap! Should we move on to the album?
Let's do
the
that.
Album. I was gonna say.
I picked the album.
Yeah.
The album that I picked was an album that was picked by me, and it was Life in Cartoon Motion, which is a Mika album. Maybe Micah.
Micah. Do people actually say
Maybe
Micah?
Mika. I don't know. I don't know how it's said.
Get out, Mika.
It's short for Michael, so one would assume Micah, but I say Mika.
Oh yeah, I say Mika. I was as we were driving to said location today. One of the songs...
You have already said it, so you're censoring yourself there, but you did say it earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, it might have been on the recording that we lost.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, if you know, you listened, didn't you? So, yeah, on the way to that location, there was... I wasn't listening to that song, but on the radio, this album came on. They were playing...
Did it?
This album, yeah. Which I thought was really strange. Because it was, not planned. I didn't put it on. Steve Wright in the afternoon did.
That's quite interesting, because I also listened to it in the car on the way down to Bristol.
Oh,
because I went down to Bristol to stay with my friend and to see some uni friends, but transport-wise I was struggling a little bit, and so my mum and dad decided to book a cottage in just outside Bristol.
Yeah.
And so they went down to have a weekend together, and they drove me and my girlfriend down and dropped us off at our friend's house and then picked us back up on the way up. So on the way down, it's about a 5-hour journey.
Yeah,
what we actually did was we listened to In a Dream.
Yeah.
Then we listened to episode 9 of World on a String.
Oh man.
And then we listened to Life in Cartoon Motion.
That's such a good idea. Did they?
So that was our journey.
What did they think?
That's 3 hours, so that kind of filled most of it. What did they think of what?
In a Dream and our podcast. Did they?
My mum hated In a Dream.
Did she?
My mum hated it. It was really winding her up.
Right. Well.
She found Gretchen Parlato to be really annoying.
Oh.
My dad called her Gretchen Potato.
Of course he did.
For the
what
entire
else did
journey.
he do? I bet that didn't wear thin at all.
Yeah. It's actually made me laugh when you started this episode with a little tale to tell.
Yeah.
Because they've been finding it quite funny about how at the start of a lot of the episodes I go, "So James, what have you been up to this week?" And you never seem to do anything.
No, I don't ever do anything. This one's for your parents, if they're listening.
Yeah, nice little story for you.
That story's for you. To show that I do have a life outside of the podcast.
You just never seem to live
I just forget it. As soon as I've done it, I can't remember anything that I've actually done. It's it's a bad habit.
So we both listened to it in the car. That's quite exciting.
I mean, that was the second time I listened to it.
Yeah.
I mean, not the second time overall, but the second time this week.
Yeah. So when it started, the first song, Grace Kelly.
Yeah.
The very first thing I've got written down is it's very different to Gretchen Parlato. After listening to one and then the other, it is very, very distinct, and God, is it better.
Whoa!
I'm hesitant. I don't like being so absolute.
No, that's okay.
Because I'm sure people have preferences, but oh my God, is it better.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah. No. No, jazz is always
You
superior.
cannot say no. But that was awful. Gretchen was it was tiring. It's tiring to listen to.
Not when you listen to it 24/7.
You can't say that jazz always wins. Just that any jazz album would beat any other album.
Yeah, I know.
What if I made a jazz album?
Okay, not any jazz album.
of me just going ska-ba-ba-dee-boo, skip-bee-bee-dee-ba.
Right, so by this point, I've set up a GoFundMe for Tom's new jazz album. If we could all donate to that, that'd be great.
What shall I call it? My album.
World on a String. Just call it World on a String.
No,
No.
I don't want to be affiliated with this podcast.
Oh my god. Welcome.
When I start my
You could call it
blow away jazz career.
Oh, there'll be like documentaries about it, and we'll be sat round a coffee table and be like, yeah, so that's how we knew Tom was going to be a jazz star. He just started singing on a podcast. Oh man. If you become a big jazz musician, I want half the credit.
You don't get shit, James.
Oh, I guess that's fair enough. Anyway, back on track. Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly is super upbeat. Like, I mean, the whole thing, this whole album, you're smiling the whole way through. It's all the time. It's bam, bam, bam. It's positive. It's exciting. It's moving. It's going. And this one is a great start into that. It's about, again, I bring this up a lot because it seems quite prevalent. I didn't notice quite how prevalent it was in music until we started doing this podcast. But this is one about Mika not being able to get signed as an artist, and all the albums wanting him to do things differently. Try it a bit more like Freddie, or try it a bit more like whatever.
Yeah.
But him just wanting to do it his own way. And, he can do all these things, but they just won't give him the chance. So in a way, again, it's quite not necessarily a negative, but possibly a depressing song. But it's quite a positive piece of music. It's positive to listen to. It sounds positive, and that juxtaposition seems to be really quite common. I seem to bring it up a lot.
Yeah, there's a.
I've not really noticed it before doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. I quite like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, I like it as well. My dad said that this one reminded him of the theme song to Community, just in the style.
Oh, I can't even remember it. I haven't watched
the song
Community in so long.
Theme tune. It's that one that's I can't remember how it goes now. I can hear it in my head. The words.
All I can remember are Troy and Abed singing Somewhere.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
That's beautiful. Man, Community is a great show. Yeah, but Grace Kelly, it's a great tune. I love it.
It is really good. It's very enjoyable. He's got this weird falsetto.
Yeah.
Thing that he sings in quite a bit.
I
don't know if I like it, to be honest. I mean, it's pleasant, but I don't know. I feel like the ones where he doesn't use it, his voice sounds better.
I think that's always the case with male falsetto, though, isn't it? It's always because it sounds more natural, I suppose.
And it is quite a unique sound, in a way. So good for him.
This was his first album, wasn't it? Life in Cartoon Motion.
Yes, it was.
Which is really good. It's a cracking first album. I love it. Definitely one of his best albums. The next song is Lollipop.
Lollipop. I really like Lollipop.
Do you?
Yeah. I get a very musical vibe out of it, especially when you start getting all the little instrumental inputs. There's a bit where a trumpet just comes in and toots away for a bit and then goes, and I can just picture it being a musical and him walking down the street and all the washerwomen are joining in, and then some guy comes out as a trumpet, some army man
dressed as a trumpet.
No, with a trumpet, like an army man in a military suit, and he just comes out and they're all going down the street.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I like it. I like it looking at it like that. I always think of it in the way that you shouldn't think of it. I think in a very kind of a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek way. You know what I mean? Because some of the lyrics are a little bit. How do I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? Innuendoous. Innuendo.
I don't think that is the word you're looking for. Let's say risque.
Risque. That's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah.
It annoys me a little bit though. Does this song? I don't know why. I just get a bit annoyed with it.
I mean, you did say you don't know why, but why?
I got no clue. Maybe I don't think the chords sit right, or the melody sits right. There's something about it that doesn't sit
really,
right.
It's interesting because when you actually listen to it, it's pretty much just vocal tracks.
Well, exactly. That's what I think.
There's
Maybe
percussion
that's
and a
why.
piano chord, but then all of the music is just built up with lots and lots and lots
There's
of vocal tracks.
Yeah, like the
I quite like
verse.
that.
The verse is just a piano chord, isn't it? It plays a chord and then they sing a bit. It's like the Proclaimers, where they play a chord and sing a bit, I think. Maybe I'm just not too keen on that. Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think it's the same as the Proclaimers,
No.
where it was like chord, sing, 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 sing. The chord and the singing is happening.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know,
together.
it's like any pop song works like that. You've got your singing over your chord progression. It's just typically in a pop song, the instruments are there's a lot more of them, and the mix is a lot more melodic. Whereas if you took out the vocal track,
Yeah.
all the vocal tracks from this, you would just be left with the chord progression, just that. You wouldn't have any melodic instrumental,
Yeah. Yeah,
or there wouldn't be a lot of it.
I could understand that. Yeah. But that's just my interpretation, Tom.
Yeah, your interpretation. Well, that's also the name of our next song.
It's called my interpretation, in case you didn't get
Yeah,
that one.
and this one, it's interesting because every single song in the car, we could think of like one, not like every single song, but a lot of the songs, we can think of another band that this song sounds like it could be from them.
Yeah.
So, like with Grace Kelly, it sounded a bit like the Community theme song.
Yeah.
This one, with interpretation, he sounds like Train.
Yeah, I could see that actually. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes loads of sense. My interpretation.
And we were wondering why that might be.
I guess maybe because he's not in his real falsetto, is he, in this song? And it's much more of a more kind of sincere song, isn't it? This compared to like Grace Kelly and Lollipop, they're very upbeat, they're very happy. This is more kind of like a not song-like, but kind of it's like it had some form of sincerity to it, if you get what I mean. So I guess maybe the mix of that, the mix of his. Okay, don't know if you heard that, but that was really loud. The mix of his not falsetto, the mix of the sincerity, and maybe even the chords, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But I could understand why you think that. And I really like my interpretation. And I quite like Train as well. So I really like this song.
Fair enough. I thought his voice, just taking them on their own, his voice is a lot more listenable than Gretchen's was. I mean, I've got quite a couple of little comparisons, which I think is just because, like, I was listening to them almost one after the other.
Yeah.
But I mean, Gretchen had that breathy kind of tone to it, whereas at least he bloody goes for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. But they're
especially the next
styles. Love Today.
They are different styles, but if you listen to jazz singers like Ella Fitzgerald,
yeah. But then again, that's
she goes
different style.
She's getting it. Or Nora
Jones.
Nora Jones.
Yeah. You know she's Ravi Shankar's daughter?
I think I did know that actually, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you it if you'd asked me whose daughter she was.
It's my go-to fact. Whenever anyone mentions Nora Jones, I'm like, that's Ravi Shankar's daughter?
Well, I'm going to start doing it now.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm going to steal it away from you.
Holy crap.
And if we're ever at the same place and Nora Jones comes up as a topic of conversation, I'm going to make sure to say it before you do. I am.
I'm going to race you and like put my hand on your mouth and be like, no, it's my fact.
It's my fact.
Oh man, but I'm going to love that day.
Today.
I love
today.
I'm glad you do, buddy. What, do you actually love Today?
Well, I don't love it, but it's just so, the whole, like, even the, like, bland, or not bland, but the most average songs in the album, they're just so jovial.
Yeah.
They're just so groovy that you're just there like, yeah, go on, this is just a feel-good album. So, even, like, Love Today is actually one that's fairly high.
Yeah.
I think it's just that he absolutely goes for it in all the songs. He's giving it his all. He's belting it out. All the music is coming up, and it's all go all the time. And it's quite different to the other typical pop songs and similar artists. It's a lot more it feels a lot more almost impromptu or like it's just like, yeah, let's just put in a trumpet, let's just do it.
Yeah.
A lot more individual in a way.
Yeah, I could understand that actually. But
I just really like the vibe from this album.
I think it matches the name of the album as well, which is quite nice.
It is. It's very cartoonish. It's very over the top.
Yeah, like you said,
I mean,
it's about Lollipop. It's almost like it is a musical. Like Life is a musical to me.
There's a lot of these songs that are very musical-esque. Like I almost feel like you could build up a kind of our house style musical, where it's written
from the
just
music.
Around Mika songs.
Yeah, I could see that. And the main protagonist is Billy Brown. And he wants to live in any other world. Where there are big girls, and he can love today, but also relax and take it easy. And he can get a happy ending. No, not that way.
Okay, so relax, take it easy. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's just relax about that one. It's more of a dance. It's like a dance tune. It's more like a dance tune, isn't it? It's got like a strong beat.
I prefer the acoustic one.
I did listen to the acoustic ones, but I've not got those written down. I don't think I did.
That's fair.
I don't think I liked any of the acoustic ones. Hang on a sec.
He's muted his mic. I'm going to keep rolling, but he's muted his mic and I think he's gone. His door opened. How strange, James, when you're listening to this back later.
Right, I can hear. This is the worst. Tom, just an update. This is just... I'm sorry, everyone, for interrupting, but this is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You know the spider story that I told earlier? He literally... Yes. So, yeah, he came back. He's in the house right now. We didn't get him away from us at all. There is currently...
Are you still in Hull?
No, I'm at home, away.
What do you mean he's in your house?
He followed us home. I kept feeling itching all the way home. I'm not even joking. This is what my door opened for. There's now this big-ass spider and all of his little silverfish mate just in my home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really scared. I don't like it.
You don't think you're full of rubbish.
I'm not.
You're being stalked by a spider.
No, I'm not stalked. He latched onto me. He physically.
Well, he didn't latch onto you.
Did.
Rubbish. That's rubbish.
He didn't travel down the M62.
It's a different
and then the
spider.
M1
It's got to be a different spider.
It definitely isn't, because everyone was like itching all the way home. It was him and his little silverfish mate. They've come to kill us.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. Look, if I don't tweet anything out when this podcast goes up, I'm dead. The spider's got me.
You never tweet anything anyway. I have to do all of the social media engagement.
True. I do the editing. Badly. Oh, as soon as I get that Audible sponsor, we are paying someone else to edit.
Oh, I feel like the first bit of money should go to an ad campaign so we could get some people listening.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah. Holy crap. Sorry about that.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Fans of the podcast, tell your friends.
You get your parents to watch and listen. Just put it on for them. They'll love it. Parents love us.
I know I do. I know I love it.
Yeah. I kind of like it.
And I'm a parent.
Congratulations. Holy shit, this podcast has been up and down today. Where were we? Relaxing and taking it easy. But I can't, because there's a big old spider in my house. Oh. Relax. It's a dance song.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a whisper singing, this one. It's a bit quieter and it's a little bit breathy.
Wow.
And actually, because we're in the car and we're on the motorway, made it difficult to hear. So I had to mark it down for that.
You marked it down?
Well, I mean, not like properly, but it's just a bit of a negative bullet point that I've got written down.
Jeez, don't want to...
It lasts a little bit too long.
Okay, can I just ask, who the hell was the woman speaking at the end?
I don't know.
And why does this keep happening on albums?
Is that
first it was the baby?
This is the one where she's like, "I am never ever sad, but on the inside, I cry.
What does she mean? Who is she?
Who is it?
Is this a baby grown up?
Maybe it's the grown-up baby. That baby really wound up my mum as well.
I'm
Gretchen Pilato baby.
Gretchen Pilato baby. Oh man, the baby's following us as much as the spider follows me. I think that's all we need to say.
Yeah, I don't know who that's supposed to be. I could probably Google it, but
that requires
let's
effort
do the
and
next.
actual thought. Yeah. Any other world?
Any other world. This one, I don't know if you know the band The Water Boys.
No, I don't.
They're a band that we've got an album of theirs because my dad bought it once on the iTunes. So, like, I've never heard of them in any other context, and I've only found like one really old YouTube video of one of their songs ever in the past. So I don't know how well known they are, but this song sounds just like a Waterboys song.
Wow, that's a really.
But
niche
Dad also
reference.
said it sounds like The Darkness. So that one's a bit more.
The Darkness. I don't know it.
I believe in a thing called love.
Oh, okay, right. Got it. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So this was a really sincere song. I don't know why I sounded so confused about that. It is a really sincere
Is it?
song.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say about it. It feels quite sad, but it also, I don't know if it felt this way for you. It might have felt like it was powerful, but for me it felt like it was trying to be powerful, if you understand what I mean. For me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I do know what you mean. I don't think it just sounds like it though. I think it is quite.
Yeah,
I think that the orchestral, because it's very orchestral. This one. We were saying earlier about some of the others that the actual instrumental is quite understated and it's lots of vocal tracks, but this one is quite orchestral.
Mhm. Yeah.
But also again quite musical-esque.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
It's nice.
So I think it is quite powerful. I like this one.
Yeah.
I actually wrote down a lyric on this one.
Go on.
That made me laugh because the lyric was, "But lonely is so lonely alone."
Yeah. Oh.
Just made me laugh because
It's all like
unnecessary.
tautologies. That's a big word. Did you like that? Tautology.
I did. Do you know what the first rule of Tautology Club is?
No, I can't. I can't.
The first rule of Tautology Club.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. There you go.
You know who loves Tautology Club?
Who?
Billy Goddamn Brown loves Tautology Club.
Billy Brown loves Tautology Club. This one is just I've got like nothing written for it because the whole way through I was just in the car like
Yeah.
Billy Brown.
Oh man, I like to see this a different way. I mean, I love the song. I think it's great, but it's all about this guy who leaves his wife for a man, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
so happy, but then you realise that there'll be this woman with like kids that this husband's just left and gone, and the other side of it is just so depressing. It's unbelievable, but I love the song. I think it's great.
But then in the middle, doesn't he go away on holiday and
then get hooks up with someone?
Get with a girl?
Yeah.
So I think he's like bi or pan.
Yeah.
It just goes around
anyone
partying.
Anyone that wants any, Billy Brown's up for it.
Any way you like it.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's got those trumpets going.
It is so good.
It's just like ba 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 ba, and the way that he tells the story as well is very funny. Mm-hmm. It's very matter of fact.
Yeah.
But it's almost poetic. It's like a poem that's been put to music.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Oh, I'm glad. Big girl.
I like it a lot.
You big girl.
This one is so funny. It's so funny. I don't know whether I can't deal with it.
I don't understand it.
It's so sleazy.
Yeah.
Like all the way through, it's so gross in a way, but also quite charming.
Yeah.
And it is also really funny. Like
it's nice and upbeat as well.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And I like the way he says "lady."
Lady.
Like, find yourself a big lady.
Lady. What kind of accent is that? Lady.
Well, actually, the guy Mika has got quite an interesting little life story.
He was born in Beirut, Bahrain.
Yeah, he was born in Beirut.
Yeah.
And then moved to Paris. And then London.
What a life.
And while he was... And his dad, I assume, was a diplomat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they moved around a lot. His mother was from Beirut. His dad was an American diplomat. And was actually held hostage in an embassy one time.
Mad.
Yeah, like actually held at gunpoint hostage. And I think it was on the Spotify like about page, or it might have been on Wikipedia, that as like a result to that, and also he got bullied at school, Mika, he like stopped talking for like months.
Really?
Like selective mutism. He just wouldn't talk. And they got him therapy at like musical therapy. And then he went to London, I think the London School of Music. And so...
That's unbelievable.
It's pretty cool.
What a story. What language did he speak in Bahrain? Because he'd been at an international school?
Wasn't in...
Beirut, not Bahrain.
Beirut.
Beirut.
I'm not sure. I'll Google it.
Because that's a tricky one. Because he'd been at an international school. I wonder if he speaks it, like, properly. I wonder if he speaks French properly if he lived in Paris. Because I know...
Well, it's in the Lebanon.
Lebanon?
Yeah.
So Lebanese? Is that a language?
Well, Arabic. It would be Arabic.
I wonder if he speaks Arabic.
I don't know. I don't know when they moved to France.
Yeah.
I know that he's been a judge on the Italian X Factor.
Why? How is he?
And the French The Voice.
Oh my god. Well, I think he'll speak French.
So he'll probably speak French and possibly Italian then. You know, I guess if they've moved around a lot, he probably knows quite a few languages. Yeah. And he's released songs in French.
Yeah, I think he'll speak French. Oh my god. Anyway, we should stay on track because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle. I really like the piano comping throughout this one. It's a lot more traditional in a way. And one of my favourites.
Yeah, I like it. It does have a fade out though. Don't know if you noticed.
It does have a fade out.
Did that mark it down? Was that a negative bullet point?
It was, but it is still top 3.
Oh, so. Top 5 for me. Happy ending?
Yeah. This one is a bit more, because for quite a lot of the others, they're quite tongue-in-cheek, quite flamboyant and over the top. This one is less so. This one is a bit more of a genuine, just... It feels like this one's a bit more personal, maybe, or a bit more intimate.
Yeah. I don't have many notes, apart from the fact that it uses the 4 chords that everyone uses.
Does it?
It's just...
What are those 4 chords?
I think it's C, A minor, F, G, I think.
Kafka.
Or they're definitely the doo-wop chords, you know, like the 60s, 50s doo-wop songs.
Yeah.
They're definitely those, for sure. And I think it's these as well. Who knows?
Ring ring.
Ring ring.
Ring ring.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
This one, you're a big fan?
No, I'm not a big fan.
Not a big fan?
No.
It feels very different.
It does, doesn't it?
It's quite forgettable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really remember it distinctly
sing
in my head.
To us.
No.
That's a shame.
But I have said that I liked the use of different bells and phone sounds throughout.
Yeah. Yeah, you know ELO did a song like that called Telephone? Just saying.
Did they?
They did.
Well, I bet it was rubbish.
Right, that's so rude. So, this album, Tom.
ELO did a song that's just like this one that we both just said was one of the worst on the album.
Yeah,
Gee,
that's true.
what a glowing recommendation.
Oh, it was better though. This album, when I looked it up, when I was doing a little bit of research, it's got so many different versions to it.
Yeah.
And there's just so many, like there's a European version, there's hidden tracks, there's extra versions, there's 2 versions for the Japan live tour.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how many there are. So I struggled. I want to listen to all of them. But I think we picked the same one, which was good. Because I was worried about that.
This is just the default one on Spotify.
Yeah. But it's got the EU. It's a mix of the European and the American one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Which is good. Okay, let's go on to our ranks.
Okie dokie. Well, I picked the album, so I'll go first. Mine goes number 1, Lollipop.
Yep.
Number 2, Grace Kelly.
Yeah.
Number 3, Stuck in the Middle.
Ooh, yep.
Number 4, Billy Brown.
Yeah.
Number 5, Love Today.
Yep.
Number 6, My Interpretation.
Yep.
Number 7, the acoustic version of Stuck in the Middle.
Fuck, I've not done any of the acoustic versions.
Doesn't matter, you don't need to include the acoustic ones.
Okay, good.
Number 8, Any Other World.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 was the acoustic Grace Kelly.
Yep.
Number 10 was Happy Ending.
Yep.
Number 11 was Ring Ring.
Yep.
Number 12 was the acoustic Relax Take It Easy.
Yep.
The next one, I think 13,
Yeah.
was just the normal Relax Take It Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one was Big Girls, You Are Beautiful.
Wow, last was Big Girls.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, so mine is number 1, Billy Brown. 2 is Grace Kelly. 3 is My Interpretation. 4, Any Other World. 5, Stuck in the Middle. 6 is Big Girls. 7, Happy Ending. 8, Lollipop. 9, Relax. 10, Love Today. And 11, Ring Ring.
Lollipop was that low down.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I kind of wish I put Love Today a bit higher. And maybe something else. Like Big Girls. A bit lower, maybe.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I told you, Lollipop just doesn't sit right with me. You know I'm
It's
not
'cause
one
you're
for
a
crude humour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now we need to kind of rush into the film because we're starting to run low on
There's
time.
not that much to talk about with the film. So the film,
There's not.
Stranger Than Fiction.
It was.
It's a film I recommended. It's a film that I've watched a few times. It tends to be one that I put on when I'm doing a, say, 300-mile journey on the National Express with a change at Birmingham. It's one of those types of films. So it's got Will Ferrell in. It's got Dustin Hoffman in.
Dustin Hoffman,
It's got Emma Thompson in. It's got
and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, of course, has her in. So I've seen the film. Tom, you hadn't seen the film.
I hadn't seen it before, no.
So what did you think?
Didn't really like it, James.
Really? Is there a reason?
Yeah. I found it frustrating.
Mm.
I didn't think that it was a particular. It didn't really make sense. It had a lot of plot holes.
Yeah.
I thought that the actual book that she was writing
It's a bit
just
crap,
would have been
innit?
garbage.
Yeah.
It would have been a garbage book.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's where I wasn't really sure the way that her narration worked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's not like it's a sci-fi film where it should be following certain rules.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, like being like, oh, what are the rules of the narration is a bit unnecessary and irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to go into it. But my main thing was the fact that when he went to the professor, to Dustin Hoffman, and when he'd found her and he gave Dustin Hoffman the manuscript of how he would die,
Yeah.
and Dustin Hoffman was like, yeah, you're going to have to die because this is the greatest work of English literature that's ever been written. What?
Yeah. I
He
think
dies by getting hit by a bus, and they were going, oh, it completes the cycle, it's so symbolic.
Yeah.
It wasn't symbolic at all. It's just
I
thing.
think you're right, and I think I completely agree. I feel like the whole build-up for this book and the whole build-up for the end, it's going to be spectacular, but in reality, it's just not, is it? It's just bit shit, which is a shame, because I think it could be a really interesting idea.
The premise was interesting.
Yeah.
And the cast was good.
Yeah.
And I mean, the cinematography didn't do anything at all.
No.
There was absolutely nothing fancy in there.
standard.
But at the beginning, there was some quite cool stuff of the kind of showing you the way that
his life works.
Character viewed the world and his life worked, and that was pretty cool. So that it was the direction, and it was good. So from that sense, it was quite good.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything fancy. It didn't do anything amazing. It was quite good. But I just felt like the ending, the last kind of act, really let it down.
Yeah. I mean, it was never going to be anything special, I don't think.
No. I wouldn't be able to watch... I wouldn't watch it again. I know that you've watched it quite a few times, but I don't know. I just wouldn't.
I don't. It's not one I watch because I particularly enjoy. I don't think. I think it's just something that I
Just
can
one that you
put
know,
on, and then
so you just put
if
on.
I fall asleep, I'm not too bothered about it. Like I always have this problem when if I want to watch a new film, but I'm on a long journey, or it's like I want to just lay in bed and snuggle up and watch a film. I never want to watch something new or something that I don't know or have to pay attention to because in case I miss it, like if I fall asleep halfway during a film, I'll know I'll probably never go back and watch that film. So if I watch
Right.
something on a long journey or when I'm in bed, I'll put on something that I know. So I'll put on How I Met Your Mother or the first few seasons of Arrested
I feel
Development.
like A Long Journey is like the absolute best place to watch a new film
No,
because
because
there isn't
I
anything to
just
distract you.
no, I just drift off.
But bloody don't.
I can't help it. I hear the National Express coach, so I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's my bed. Here we go. And then I'm asleep. But I did watch this a few times on the National Express coach, and I didn't fall asleep. So who knows?
I mean, I didn't hate it. I just didn't particularly like it either. Literally, I'd give it a 5. I thought it was completely average.
Yeah, I gave it a 6, but I think that's because I've watched it a few times.
It felt like it was a writer writing about how great writing is.
Yeah,
That kind of literary fiction genre where it's all books about people who've just finished their midlife crisis,
yeah,
having, fallen in love again. Those kind of books. Which,
yeah,
I mean, I feel like I've probably got quite a adolescent teenage boy's taste in books.
yeah,
I read a lot of fantasy and I read a lot of kind of sci-fi.
yeah.
But that genre doesn't appeal to me.
I
And I just felt a little bit self-congratulatory on a
yeah,
writer's
yeah,
part. I know that she's not writing it about a book she's written,
yeah,
but just that a writer could ever write a book so good that if it was happening to a real person, he should kill himself
yeah,
or allow himself to die just for narrative completion. It's a ridiculous
yeah.
concept.
I didn't really like Emma Thompson's character at all, as well. I thought she was awful. I wouldn't have liked her as a person. I don't like her as a
I don't think she's
character.
supposed to be a particularly nice
No, but
person, but yeah.
there's certain things that she says, and like the way she just sits out in the rain, trying to experience pneumonia, and she's like, when you first see her,
Yeah.
she's stood on top of a roof with like a hand over the world as if it's like a playing field. It's kind of all. I think you're right. It all adds to that sense of writers being superior because they have to go through so much, and that writers can do so much. I'm not saying writers can't, and I'm not saying they won't, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that it feels like it's giving a lot of undue praise to this writer who isn't any good, really. If that makes
And
sense.
I hadn't released a book in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, Shakespeare hasn't released a book in 10 years, certainly, so...
I did like that. What's his name? The guy that plays Buster Bluth in Arrested Development was in it,
Yeah!
and it was. I think I'm pretty sure it's the first time I'd ever seen him in anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah. And that was
So
after...
when he popped up, I was
after
like,
Arrested
"Huh,
Development.
that's pretty cool."
It has quite a big cast, really. Like,
Tony Hale.
Toby Hale. So it's like Will Ferrell isn't cheap to book, I don't think.
No,
And Dustin Hoffman
and
isn't.
neither's Dustin Hoffman or
Maggie Gyllenhaal or Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson. Yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah, it was a very average film,
yeah, it was very average.
but we watched it, and
It was quite funny at times. There were some funny things.
Which bits?
I really liked the conversation, the like quiz
Yeah,
that Dustin Hoffman gave him
Yeah.
to find out which genre of book he was in. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
That whole it was like that. What's your favourite word? And he replied with integer. I just made me laugh. And that, aren't you relieved to find out you're not a golem? That made me laugh as well.
yeah. Yeah, I think Dustin Hoffman's character could, like, with the right film, this whole premise on an idea of like, I suppose it could work pretty well, and it is a really quite a cool premise. And I think
Yeah.
maybe if it stayed more sci-fi and like, like kind of the way that what's his name? Harold. Is it Harold? Harold Crick.
Yeah,
How he sees
Harold
everything at the
Crick.
start. I think if it stayed more like that, kind of.
Almost like Sherlock type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that could have been so cool.
Yeah.
And I think it could have worked really nicely, but it was just it was just in the wrong way, wasn't it? It was just kind of a pointless film
Hmm.
because it builds up to. I wish he'd just
And
died at the end.
the whole kind of pivotal, the plot's starting to stagnate. There's quite a pivotal moment where Crick is in Dustin Hoffman's study and he sees the interview playing
Yeah,
on the TV of somebody interviewing Emma Thompson's character. And he's like, "Oh my god, that's her! I recognise the voice."
yeah,
And then the guy's like, "Oh, that interview's 10 years old. Why is it playing then?
yeah. That's a good point. But I suppose if it's all supposed to
Like, why
be,
is he just in there playing a random 10-year-old talk show interview?" Because he even says when it's like, "Oh, that's her," he's like, "Oh, I didn't put her on the list because you didn't mention an accent. I would have thought you'd have
yeah.
mentioned it." So he doesn't even suspect it
But
of being
I
her.
suppose maybe
He's just got that on.
that ground could be covered by the fact that he like he said shortly after that film he used to teach shortly after that whole scene that he taught lectures on her. So I guess he's supposed to be like her biggest fan and that he watches interviews of her daily and it just happens to be on.
I feel like that's pretty dumb.
No, but I feel like the writers
Yeah.
think it's covered by that. If you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
I mean, I don't mind coincidences in film because that's kind of is how you drive plot.
Yeah.
But for such an important one, that's quite
Mhm.
quite a unlikely one.
What did you think of him coming back? Not coming back alive, but not dying at the end.
Well, I didn't think they'd kill him. I felt like that wouldn't have really served any
I feel like
narrative
I'd say
purpose to kill him.
too much. I just wanted him to die at the end. There's so many films that we've watched. I've just been like, oh, I just wish they died.
I just don't. I don't see the point really of killing a character at the end. I feel like a character death needs to be earned,
Yeah,
and I don't think this film earned almost the right to kill its main character.
yeah, I guess. But it was like the whole film, he was gonna die anyway. So like, why not just do it? I feel
Because
like
I mean, I guess the point
every book she's killed
was.
someone.
I guess the point at the end was that it isn't worth throwing away a real person's life
Yeah,
just for the narrative, just for
Oh.
narrative sense.
yeah, I guess.
But it's not like that's a moral that people could apply to their everyday lives, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're writing a
Yeah,
book and it
I
turns
don't
out your
know. I don't
protagonist
know
is real,
how I would
don't
have
kill
done
him.
that last act differently or better. I don't know how I would have changed it.
I feel like
But-
if it was a completely different setting, I feel like if you'd never met the author, I feel like that could have been better. You know what I mean? He just because Dustin
I
Hoffman
feel like
said,
the author would have had to be made aware of him, though.
no, because they could have made it like a whole power struggle film. Like it's all at the end, it is just Harold Crick trying to get to this author who Dustin
But then
Hoffman has
you
said
have
is
to-
untraceable, and then she just kills him like in cold blood. What seems in cold blood to him, but to her, she just doesn't know that he exists. I feel like that would be better.
It feels like that film wouldn't have any conclusion, though. It wouldn't
Does
have
the film
a climax.
have to have a conclusion? I feel like it would.
Yeah, that's the way narrative
No, because it could go
works.
crazy. You could just go crazy, and that could be the climax, like him running around.
I don't want to watch a film about a bloody random crazy person.
I'd love to
I want
watch
it
a film.
I want the film to make
No, 'cause
narrative
it's not-
sense.
it's not random.
If I'm setting apart an hour and a half or 2 hours of my day to watch a form of written, pre-made entertainment, I want it to have some kind of narrative logic and structure. I don't want to watch some bloody crap.
Yeah, okay, I guess she could find out after he's dead.
I don't know. It feels like that film wouldn't have. It'd be. I don't think it would necessarily be better.
Okay,
That film.
guess I won't.
Yeah, I
guess
don't know
make
how
it
I
then.
would do it differently. I don't know how I would do it differently.
Anyway, we should move on. I gave it a 6. You gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, fairly average. Not my least favorite film we've watched though.
Oh, the film that I was gonna recommend isn't on Netflix anymore.
Oh, you're joking. Anyway, we're doing
It's
something
alright, I'll
different
find
this
a different
time. I'm recommending an album. Tom's recommending a a film,
a film.
and then we're choosing a TV series together for a month's time.
We are.
Have you had any ideas about the TV series?
Yeah, I'd quite like to recommend The Good Place.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. I've been wanting to watch this for a while.
Have you got anything?
I'm happy to watch The Good Place, actually. I'm really happy to
Yeah,
watch that.
I have seen it.
Yeah,
All.
I haven't. I was going to suggest something like Arrested Development, but we've both seen it, so I think
Yeah, I feel like there's quite a lot.
Yeah, there is.
Like I was thinking of that kind of thing. That it's almost slightly too much of it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, The Good Place.
The Good Place. Okay, and for my film, I was gonna do Hunt for the Wilder People, but that is no longer
on Netflix.
On Netflix. Neither is What We Do in the Shadows, which is the other Taika Waititi film I've got on my list.
Man.
I could do something a little bit different.
Go for it. We like different.
This is a film on YouTube. It was released on YouTube.
Yeah. Is it Ashton's The Quest for the Game Child?
Oh, it was gonna be.
Was it? Let's watch it.
It was.
Let's watch it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's watch it.
It's quite different. Okay. We're gonna go with Ashton's and The Quest for the Game Child.
I didn't know you liked this.
I've contributed to the Kickstarter for the sequel.
So have I. That's unbelievable. Yeah, I like Ashton's. I think he's really cool.
I like Ashton's too. I listened very briefly to the Bartians podcast that him and Barry, whatever his name is, from My Virgin Kitchen.
I don't watch
I listened to
My
that
Virgin
podcast
Kitchen,
for a bit.
But yeah. Holy crap. The album I'm recommending, I'm afraid, is a jazz album. But I was going to pick a not one.
Another one? I thought it was one every two.
No, I think you're going to like this one. Just stay with me. It's by a singer called Etta Jones. And
right, okay.
The album is called...
What's it called?
Don't Go to Stranger. I think.
Don't Go to Stranger.
I think. I'll just double check. If not, I'll look like an idiot. Yeah, I was going to choose a Bon Iver album, or a Bon Iver album, whatever it's called, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Maybe that's one for the future. I think
maybe
Etta Jones is a good one, because I feel like I want to compare singing styles, because now that Gretchen Parlew is even more fresh in your mind, I feel like it'd be nice to compare her and Etta Jones, because you said you liked Ella Fitzgerald.
I do.
So.
I think I've just heard when we are talking next or in a month.
Yeah.
About the good place.
Yeah.
I think that we're not going to be able to. Oh, actually, I guess if it gets a full episode to itself.
Yeah.
Then maybe we will be able to do episode by episode. We'll see. In a month's time.
We'll see how we work it out. We'll do some of those.
So that's Don't Go to Stranger by Etta Jones and Ashton's and the Quest for the Game Child.
Just a quick one. Don't listen to the bonus track album, please. Thank you.
Okay.
That's
I won't. Okie dokie.
Holy crap.
Well, I guess that there's only really one thing left to say. Thanks for listening to World on a String. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at WOAS Podcast, and also on iTunes.
World on a String is hosted by James Curgenven and Tom Joshi-Cale, and you can find me on Twitter at James Curgenven.
And you can find me at AceTorterra1. All music on the show is original music by James Curgenven.